all right. Hello and good evening. Welcome to the In-Head Sports Show with your host, Lou Tenor from East Hanover, New Jersey, and co-host Steve Davidson from the District of Columbia. Catch the In-Heads team every Saturday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, join the conversation by calling 512-543-4662. This is a product of the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now, prepare yourself, stand up, and get ready to be enhanced.
Okay, and away we go.
All right.
Hold it. Wait a minute. Hold it. Okay, there we go.
Thank you for listening to the game-winning
No.
show.
No, hold on. That's a mistake on my part. You guys all still here? Okay. Welcome aboard to the Enhanced Sports Show. My name is Lou Tenor, and I see we got some callers here already. Thank goodness. The number to call is 512-543-4662. I'll repeat it again, 512-543-4662, and we'll be here prior just till about 6 o'clock. A couple of things to remind you that I welcome all callers, of course, to the show. But when I'm posing a question, one person has to speak at a time, okay? Because last week people were just jumping all over the place and somebody couldn't hear or whatnot. So we have to do it, like that. So just keep that in mind, okay? But I welcome all comments and questions. Okay, so let's do a roll call. From Washington, 240. Dana? Okay, where's Steve, though, as usual? All right, but I think Steve Kenny is here. And Mike is here. Yeah. I know Steve Davidson's his birthday, but I didn't think he might be doing some early celebrating. Maybe. Yes. Yeah. All right. So let's begin. All right. It's been a very interesting week in the sports world. First up, did anybody catch the NBA All-Star game that happened last Sunday? If you missed it, well, we had a shootout, that's for sure. Or, as some people would say, no defense. Isn't that the truth? I mean, this is like the second highest scoring All-Star game, I think, in the league's history, especially going to the new format, which a lot of people, complained about. It's like it used to be like East-West. Now it's Team LeBron against Team whoever. Year to year it changes. I personally did the way it was. East West and whatnot. None of this other stuff where you pick the team captains, pick the rosters on the day of and whatnot, and name it or somebody Team LeBron or Team Giannis or whatever. No, because that's not what the game about. I mean, the All-Star game was for all the players, not just the team captains. We try to make it more of like a spectacle. And I think that's what's turned the people off of the game of the All-Star break. The game itself, because it was very little watched by anybody. Even the fact it was on TNT, which used to be on ABC and whatnot. So but I like the fact that it was offense. I mean, I like competitive scoring. Because defense, if it's like let's say 60 to 58 and going into the third quarter or like late in the third quarter, that doesn't make for much of a compelling game. You need scoring, you need speed, you need intensity. You don't get that with a low scoring game. I know you're thinking, Lou, Louis, you're crazy. Well, first of all, thank you. Second of all, that's the kind of game I like. You know, I mean that's just how I think. That's just how I think that basketball should be played. I wish I could say the same for last night's Nets Bulls game. Never mind, never mind. That's a different story altogether. Eek. Okay, so to reiterate on this, now the Greek Freak, aka Giannis, only had one play as he sprained a right wrist, and Team LeBron only had their namesake for a half due to a right hand contusion, and plan to rest for the rest towards the postseason. Okay, I get that. So in the All Star game, the real competition ended up between Celtics Jason Tatum, Channing Tatum's third cousin, and Donovan Mitchell of the Cavaliers. Oh, did I say that out loud? Okay. As they both were vying for MVP despite playing for the same team. Well, hey, come on, it's an All Star game. Come on, what do you want? Uh, while Mitchell, who came in from the Jazz in the offseason, scored 40 points, Tatum took top honors as he scored 27 of his 55 points in the third quarter and lead Team Giannis to victory. Mm. Like I said, it was a very high scoring game. I said it was high scoring, Dana. He, but wait, there's more. He shot 22 for 31 from the field, 10 for 18 from 3-point range, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Tatum And if that wasn't enough, Tatum's new scoring record of 55 points, beating out AD Anthony Davis with 50, who had 52 points in the 2017 All Star game. Tatum, who grew up idolizing Kobe Bryant and trained with legendary start early in his career, was awarded MVP award after Bryant after the game. Tatum took home 11 of 12 votes to win the award, with Donovan Mitchell taking the only other vote. So it wasn't even close to begin with. Oh well. Jalen Brown led Team LeBron with 35 points, not too shabby, and 14 rebounds. And was not surprised to see Tatum come out more aggressive to win this award. So, first of all, Steve, did you happen to watch the All Star game? We did. Wonderful. 1-4, 1-5. Okay. Yeah. Mhm. Yes. Yes. Right. Mhm. Yes. Right. Right. All right, Dana, your thoughts? Mhm. Well, I don't think the fans should have the majority of the control because it's not the fans that should. I think the coaches should have more to say about it, the players and the media. They're the ones that control the game. So I don't think the fans should be the one having 50% of the vote. Because it's more about Dana. That makes it more of a popularity. Dana, that makes it more of a popularity contest, and not all the best players get in by that. So I don't think I don't think that's right. Do I think they should be, I don't think they should be eliminated completely, no, but I don't think they should have the majority of it. Mhm. Right. Now, of course, the draft has already been taken care of. That was a few weeks ago, so we have to factor in that. Mike, your thoughts? Mhm. Yeah. No, he was out with an injury. No. Right. Yeah. Mm. No, it was a flop. Yes. Oh, yeah, I meant viewers-wise, it was a flop. Yeah. Steve, what do you think the changes what kind of change do you think should be made to the All-Star game? Because there was a lot of talk about that. You know, what kind of changes should be made to the All-Star game? Because let's say the NHL game was, I think, more entertaining than the NBA one this year, with their format. And of course, the Pro Bowl as well, the Pro Bowl, upset on that. So, what can be done to improve the All-Star game? No, I'm just asking Steve. Dave, I'm asking Steve. I like that. Exactly. Exactly. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Mhm. I am. You're right, he was a goon. You're right. 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 Yes. Okay. I'll give you that. All right. All right. Well, while the game itself, was exciting, and although the fans and the viewing audience wasn't too thrilled, there was, kind of a big thing with the slam dunk contest, as the former poster boy, as they call it, Matt McClung, dazzled the crowd. He stole the show as he was either Michael Jordan or Dominique Williams. That says a lot. With only two NBA games to his credit, with the Lakers and Bulls, McClung signed a two-way deal with the Sixers and dominated the slam dunk contest. Three of his four slam dunks earned him straight 50s. A panel of judges who compiled all of them on his first attempt that generated a buzz for the crowd at the arena. McClung is a YouTube sensation. Okay, like that really counts. Um, is known in high school for his compilations that seem otherworldly for a player to his 6'2". Despite his size, McClung said watching the 2016 shootout between Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon made his dream of becoming a part of it one day. He opened with a perfect score of 50s across the board as he took the ball from a friend sitting on another friend's shoulders. Chase Sinks, who he says is a jump specialist, and high school buddy Brandon Dean, and tapped it against the backboard before putting it to the hoop. His second dunk was a two-handed dunk at 49.8, just short of a perfect 5.0. I wonder who that was. Oh, yeah, Lisa Leslie's gave him the 49.8. So McClung entered the final round, taking the ball again, with a double pump before finishing the dunk with a two-handed reverse that gave him the perfect score. For his final attempt, he pulled a rabbit out of his hat. McClung put on his old high school jersey over his Sixers uniform, throwing down a two-handed dunk, 1.5 turns to air in the air to seal the victory. Now that says something about that. That's quite a performance from a guy who's only played two NBA games in his career. Hmm. What do you make of that one? What do you make of that one, Steve? About this kid McClung? Yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, you're ding. Yeah. Yeah. We got another call coming in. I think it's Greg, is it? Hey, Greg, how are you? All right, Greg, how are you? We're discussing Yeah, Villanova. Well, we can cover that. We can cover that right now, Steve. I mean, Greg. I did see the game. Yeah. I want to make something of that. I want to make on that comment with Seton Hall because what I heard about last night at the end of the game turned into a brouhaha between that and Xavier as the two players went at each other. That's generally not what Seton Hall's style is, and it got pretty ugly there in the last few seconds of the game. I mean, the game was out of reach; they had no chance to catch Xavier, but that kind of behavior was there was no. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. He got clobbered. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know, Greg. I mean, I don't think the NAT looks. I don't think the NAT looks probable right now, unless they go deep, like maybe like 3 games in the conference tournament, which starts in a week and a half. So I think it's safe to say that. I think it's safe to say that the. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that the big dance is out. I think it's safe to say that going to the big dance this year is out. I think the best they'll do is the NIT, but I think they have to win 3 games. Oh, yes, exactly. Mike, any thoughts on that since you follow Seton Hall as well? I'm very disappointed in Seton Hall this year. I really thought they're going to do better. Well, I know one thing for sure. My nephew was not happy about that, and he was at that game last night. Oh boy, no, 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 no. Yes, yeah. So Walk-ons are you never know a walk-on, Greg. I mean, walk-ons can surprise you. Yes, yes. Well, you can come back, too. All right. So anyway, so to move on, LeBron James says he's preparing for to make a push for the playoffs and did not mince words about his challenge ahead for the Lakers. It's 23 of the most important games of my career for the regular season. It's type it's type of mindset that I have the team and will have returning from the break. After winning 4 titles and 10 trips to the finals, and most recently breaking the all-time scoring record, put his emphasis on such a late stretch has come up as a hyper hole, as he may say. Okay, uh, whatever that means. James explaining his stance, explaining the urgency did not start over the All Star break, but at the end of last season when the Lakers failed to qualify for the postseason, only the fourth time in his 19-year career. I want to make a push for the playoffs, said James. I do not want to see myself not making the playoffs again. This is not in my DNA. We are sitting up here talking about the scoring record and things like that nature, but I am more passionate about the postseason where and giving our team a chance to compete for another Larry O'Brien trophy. That's of course the MVP. James is averaging 30 points per game this year, 8.2 rebounds, and 7.0 assists per game this season. Yet the Lakers are still below 500 at 13 in the West, but they're moving up now. They're doing better since the All-Star break has ended, so there may be a chance. I think LeBron's got something here because don't forget he's now late in his career, and who knows how much he has left in it. So we gotta think about it. So what do we make of LeBron's stance in this? With now, I think actually about 20 games to go since the no 22 games I should say since the NBA started to play last Thursday. Okay, Steve, go ahead. A few? No. Right, right. Mhm. About two or three. Yes, 38, 38. Somebody clicked in. Yeah, I see. My thoughts exactly. Hang on a second. We got Jimmy Driscoll here, I think. Right, Jimmy? Yeah, show's still on, buddy. Show's still on. That's okay. All right, because as we all know, that baseball has started well, spring training wise, that is. So I wanted to get his take on the upcoming season. So why don't we take a look uh, at the divisions this year and find out who is going to do what? Although I do think that some people think that the American League East is the most competitive. So we're going to go to that right now. Uh, Mike, you should be ready for this in no time at all. I think. Yeah. All right. So we'll go down like this. Okay, we'll start in the American League East. We got the Orioles. The Orioles, which had a decent year last season, no longer the team that has been um, in the real basement. They did a massive improvement from the year before. We got the Red Sox. So, sorry, Jimmy. Okay, my Yankees, the Rays, and those goofy Blue Jays. All right, so now I've been hearing off season. That was a joke, Dana. That was a joke. That was a joke. So I'm hearing that, of course, that a lot of people think that the American League East is going to be the most highly competitive division this year, with some indicating that four of the five teams will make the playoffs this season. We think so far. They didn't say which one was not going to make that division. So, what do we make of the American League East so far for this season? Steve, I'll start that with you. Uh-oh. Ah, yowza. Yes, yes, John Henry. Bargain on the yeah. Right. And how do you do that? All right. No, I see. Jimmy, your thoughts? Yes, he is. That's right. Yeah, right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. That's right. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Yeah. Mike? Yeah. Dana. Jimmy. Oh, Jimmy. What are you? Jimmy, what are the chances of the A's? How much more time do you think the A's are going to stay in Oakland before they are, thinking about moving to Vegas or wherever else? I mean, how much time do you think they got left in the city of Oakland? I'm asking you about because you said about you play for the Oakland A's. How much more do you think they have left in Oakland before they're probably going to move to like Vegas, which is the most likely scenario? Mm, yeah. because it doesn't look like because nobody goes to their games out there. Almost nobody. So, I'm wondering how much time is left. All right. So, well, look, the Orioles were bad for so many years, but they still go to their games. All right. So, moving on. Yeah. Oakland, I think, is going to go to Vegas. Okay. So, next division, the American League Central, the White Sox, the team formerly known as the Indians. You call them the Guardians now. The Tigers, the Royals, and the Twins. Okay, Steve, what do we make of this division? Mm. Yeah. Yes. All right. Okay. Mike? Yeah, I'm good. I am taking the Yankees, of course, of the American Leagues. Jimmy, your thoughts of the Central? Right. Mantendi. Okay. I get the point there. Dana, Central Division. Yes, the AL Central. The AL Central, yes. Not the NL Central, but the AL Central. Guardians now. Guardians. Yeah, I was being sarcastic. Mm, mm. All right, so you'll have really have a clear winner here. Okay. Over to the West now. We have the Angels, the A's, the Mariners, the Rangers, and the Cheaters. You call them the Astros. Oh boy, I'm getting in big trouble now. All right, so what do you make of the American League West? Jimmy, I'll start that with you since you were with the Angels at one point and the A's. Mhm. Yeah. hmm Astros, Mariners, and the Rangers. You think so? Yes. Mm. All right. Uh, Steve. I know. I know. Yes. Mm. Mike. I thought you would say that. Dana. Dana. Oh, okay. Okay. Nick, how? Okay, Nick. Okay, Nick. Welcome aboard. We're discussing baseball right now. We're going over by each division. So I want to catch up with you. Who do you think is going to do well in the American League East to start off with? Uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh. We okay. That's essential. All right. So who do you have like for the American League? I do one division at a time. So to keep in mind, who do you have for the American League East? So yeah, yeah. We have the Orioles. We have the Blue Jays. We have my Yankees. We have the Red Sox, which I don't like this, and the Rays. Whoa, oh, how about that, Steve? Thank you. Ha 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 ha. Did last. Ooh, right. Yes. Yes. Right. Yes. All right. So moving on. Okay, so and for the West, you we have of course the Astros, the Angels, the A's, Mariners, and Rangers. Who do you have in that one, Nick? Undecided. Okay, so now move on to I'm gonna go with the Mariners. Okay, on to the National League now. We have starting in the East, we have the Braves, the Fish, you call them the Marlins, Mets, the Phillies, and the Nationals. All right, so Jimmy, who do you have in the National League East? All right. Yeah, Acuna. Acuna. Yeah. Right. Steve? Oh, yeah. Yes. Yeah. Mike. You know what? You bring up a good point. I mean, okay, DeGrom is gone, but maybe that might be a thing, with Verlander coming in. So it's maybe a good trade off here. That might be that might be a possibility. We got another right. Hold on, we got another call coming in from the Washington D.C. area. Would you state your name, please, for the record? 202. 202. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Kirby, wait. Uh, okay. I thought you were calling from Colorado. You're from the D.C. area now. Well, yeah, Steve Davis. It is Steve Davidson's birthday today. I'm not gonna say how old he is, people. Just so don't even go there. No, because he would kill me. So we're doing some baseball stuff. We're doing some baseball stuff right now. So yes, we're doing baseball. I mean, it's spring training. So anyway, we're doing now the National League. So uh, here we go. I'm gonna. All right. So Kirby. Oh, okay, okay. He's gonna take that to the American League West, of course. Who do you have in the American League East? Smart man, smart man. Okay, good. For the Central. Now, in case you don't know the Central, I'll read the names off to you. The White Sox, the Guardians, formerly known as the Indians, the Tigers, the Royals, and the Twins. What do you like in that? Nationals. All right, Nationals is fine. Nationals is fine. All right. So now we're going. So now we continue. Oh, Dana, who do you like? Dana, who do you like in that division? American League, National League East. You would. Okay. Okay. Fine. Right. Okay. Jimmy, what do you got? Mm, yeah. Oh dear. Right. Yes. Okay. Did I miss? Right. Okay. Did I miss anybody? Okay. I think the Mets are going to make a push, but with Acuna on the Braves, I still think the Braves are going to have a bit of a slight advantage on that. The thing is, though, what happened in the Mets last year? I mean, they cruised along through the regular season. They won 101 games, the most in like half a century, and they choked in the playoffs. What happened? Nobody knows. Okay. All right. Moving along. Moving along. Okay. Go ahead, Mike. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. Moving along to the Central Division. Oh, I got that echo again. All right. Ignore it. Ignore it. It happens sometimes. Okay. So the Central. We got the Cubs, the Reds, the Brewers, the Pirates, and the Cardinals. Steve, I'll start that with you. Who do you got in the National League Central? All right. Uh, yeah, yeah, of course. All right. Jimmy Driscoll. Yeah. No. One bad apple does spoil the bunch. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay. Jimmy. All right. Yeah. Nick. Easy, easy, easy in the language. Easy in the language. I see. All right. Dana. Okay. Kirby. Kirby. Well, I know he's there. He's just probably okay. Hmm. I'll say it again. I'll say it again. Cubs, Reds, Brewers, Pirates, Cardinals. Okay. Um, did I get everybody on that one? Mike. I don't know what to make of this division. I mean, it's been like a downward spiral for them for a long time. But if I had to make a choice, I think I'm gonna go with the Brewers. Enough said on that one. All right, in the West, we got the D-backs, the Rockies, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. All right, uh, Jimmy Driscoll. What do you got in the West? Right. Mhm. Okay. Uh, Jimmy. All right, all right. You're right. That's true. You're right. I was surprised by you. Yes, I'm aware of that. Dana, Right, Nick. Okay. All right. Mike, did I get you? All right. I'd like to welcome Taylor Phillips here, and he's been, he's a regular podcaster like myself. Nice to have you aboard, Taylor. Yeah, we're discussing divisions right now for the upcoming Major League season. Right now, we're doing the American League, the National League West. So I want to get your take on that. So we have, of course, like I've been telling everybody here, the oops, yeah. So we have, yeah. So we have the D-backs, the Rockies, the Dodgers, the Padres, and the Giants. So who do you like in this division this year? Of course. Any thoughts on the other divisions, though? Hmm. Aha. Yeah, I kind of thought so. I think the Yankees will take these, but it's gonna be very close though, because that division looks to be stacked this year. So we'll just have to wait and see like that. Okay, so I want to turn everybody's attention to the World Baseball Classic, which is coming up next week. I'm gonna do a brief description. It's the first time in 6 years that it has been played. We missed the 2021 because of you know what. The tournament will be held from March 8th to March 21st at four locations, and the championship game we played on March 21st at the home of the Miami Marlins. So more to break it down here. Here's the format and the schedule. Okay, there'll be 20 teams this year, up from 16. From the previous tournaments, there are three rounds in the WBC pool play: the quarterfinal round and the championship round. Here is the full list. Okay, so the locations. So we have starting off with the Taiwan division. We have Cuba, Italy, Netherlands, and Panama. I don't know how they got into that division, but that's how they worked it out. We'll go through division by division now. So we have in the Chinese Taipei league, we have Cuba, Italy, Netherlands, and Panama. Jimmy Driscoll, what do you make of the WBC, and what do you make of this division here? You might have left. All right. No, WBC Baseball Classic. World Baseball Classic, this, yes. Jimmy Driscoll, you're still there. Probably not. All right, so I'll go to Steve. Steve, your thoughts on Division One? Yeah. Yes, full A. Oh, all right. I'll buy that. Mike, Dana, hmm, Jimmy, hmm, Jimmy. Yes. Kirby or Steve, if you're there. All right, we'll skip that. And Taylor. Uh, Okay, and Kirby. I'm gonna go Cuba. Cuba seems the most logical, and they are a very powerful team, so I think I'm gonna have to go with that. Okay, to the Tokyo division. And like I said, don't ask me how some of these teams get into that division. They just came up that way. So I have nothing to do with this. So for the Tokyo division, Australia, China, Japan, Korea, and the Czech Republic. All right, Steve. Good point. Okay, Jimmy. Yes, you can say that again. Mike, Dana, and Taylor. I'm gonna take Japan as well. I hate to go against Italy though, but Okay, okay, Kirby. All right. Okay, so now for the Phoenix division. Okay, this makes more sense. We have Canada, Colombia, Mexico, the U.S., and the British, namely Great Britain. All right. So, Steve, your thoughts on the Phoenix Arizona division? That's true. Me, yeah, I am too. So you don't think Kershaw being out is going to make much of a difference? Oh, okay, okay, right. Mike, Dana, Jimmy, Kirby. Okay, Kirby and Taylor. Uh-huh. Yes, I think so too. I'll go USA myself. All right, for Miami, we have the Dominican Republic, Israel, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. Steve, Mike, Dana, the Dominican Republic. All right, uh, Nick, Jimmy, Kirby, Taylor. Yeah, I'm gonna say Dominican Republic. That's a strong team. Okay, so here's how some of this is gonna work out. Now, listen carefully because this may be a bit confusing. So here's how it'll work. The top four teams in each pool participate in the 2017 WBC and were given automatic berth to this year, while the other four teams earned their spots in qualifying last fall. The Czech Republic and Great Britain beat out France, Germany, South Africa, and Spain in the Pool A qualifier. In Germany, Nicaragua and Panama ousted Argentina, Brazil, New Zealand, and Pakistan for Pool B. During pool play, each team plays the other four teams in its pool once each. And the teams with the two best records advance to the quarterfinal round. There are no tiebreaker games in the WBC. Instead, the team that won the head-to-head games holds a tiebreaker. And if there's a massive tie between three or more teams, team is ranked using this tiebreaker criteria until the tie is broken. The lowest quotient of fewest runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs recorded in games between the teams that are tied. Number two, oh boy, I told this to be kind of weird. The lowest quotient of fewest earned runs allowed divided by the number of defensive outs recorded in games between the teams that are tied. And three, the highest batting average in games in the round between the teams tied. I know, it sounds kind of weird, right? I told you so. Yeah, well, remember, I did not make this rule up. So, got all that? Could you go with simple differential? And if these three teams are more tied, still after that, there'll be a drawing of lots, meaning people in charge of the WBC will literally pick teams out of a hat. Fortunately, it's extremely unlikely to come down to that. Anything beyond that, anything beyond the head-to-head tiebreaker will make your head spin. And mine's already spinning. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Anybody got some aspirin? Okay. Yeah, kind of weird, right? Right. All right. So, what do we also make? Yeah. What do we make of the new rules that have been coming in now with Major League Baseball, with the pitch clock coming in and the new bases being bigger, and with the of course now they're going to permanently have the so-called ghost runner on second base during extra innings. The new rules took effect yesterday in spring training, and we already had a violation as one player didn't beat the clock, as we say. Oh no! So the rules have already begun with this. So it should make for I think it should make for very interesting baseball. To be honest with you, with these new rules intact. So what do we make? What do we make of it? Steve, I'll start that with you about the new baseball rules, including the pitch clock violation. Yeah. Speed up the games. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Pretty good. Yes. Right. Exactly. Machado. You know, I yeah. I knew it wouldn't be long. I knew it wouldn't be long before that happened. I thought maybe it would take like about maybe a couple of days before the first violator, but it already started in the first game of spring training. Oh, what a shock. you know. But oh, we are. Yes. Ex- yeah. Right. Right. No. Maybe. 8. Yes. Right. Well, that's with nobody on base, though, Steve. That's only when nobody on base. If there's a runner on, there's 20 seconds. Right. Yes. Okay. Anybody else have any thoughts on that? Taylor? Yes. Yes. Yeah, right. I mean, they want to try to recreate how the game was played back in the '70s, which is what that kind of style, the good old days. And I do remember that. Yes, I'm that old, people. Oh boy. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on the new look of baseball, as we say? Universal DH, Universal DH, Mike. Yeah. So, like I said, yeah. So here's how the new rules work with the pitch clock. Under the new rules, pitchers have 15 seconds to make. Now this is with runners not on base. With the bases empty, pitchers have 15 seconds to make the delivery with bases empty. 20 seconds with a runner on base. They are given an automatic ball if the clock expires. So Machado was docked because he was not set facing the pitcher in the batter's box, and the clock went 8 seconds. He did not bring his foot inside the batter's box, which is featured behind the batter's box and the over the outfield fence wind down. So that's what happened with that. I think we're going to see a lot more of that, especially in the first year as these new rules come in. So I'm not surprised at that at all. I'm surprised it happen more often. Oh, just wait till the season gets going now. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Yeah. All right. We only got about 45 minutes to go, so want to keep it. All right. So back to basketball for a minute. Patrick Beverly is finalizing a deal that his agent Ken Bradbury told ESPN the deal is likely to be completed if it hasn't already, and is expected to create a raw spot for Beverly. The Bulls want Beverly to become more fierce in the locker room. With a 26-33 record at the All Star break, the Bulls are 11th in the Eastern Conference, but only 2 games back of the Raptors for the final playoff spot. Hmm. Yeah, the Bulls don't seem like they're going to, like as good as I thought they were going to be this year. So I really, I was hoping they could do something better than that. So, any thoughts on Patrick Beverly with trying to go to the Bulls? Anybody? Yeah. Yes. So did I. No. No. Okay. Anyone else have any thoughts? Taylor, Mike? I don't know. I mean, it's doable, but it's a little difficult right now. Okay. Taylor, your thoughts? All right. Jimmy. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. Okay. Well, we do know one thing. Kevin Love is now an official member of the Miami Heat. Okay. The five-time All-Star cleared waivers back on Tuesday, then signed a contract to join the Heat for the remainder of the season. Not long after that. Now, the former forward of the Cavaliers was in Miami for a sign with plans to start working on his new facility right away. His first official practice came on Thursday as the league returned from their All-Star break and played as early as last night against the Bucks. Love, get this, is a triple crowner. NBA, FIBA World Cup, and Olympic champion, and is 42nd on the NBA's all-time three-point list with 1,536 made. Heat center Bam Adebayo, aka Bam Bam, was hoping Love could come to the Heat if the Cavaliers bought him out, and said he planned to call head coach Eric Spoelstra back on Wednesday to start a conversation about how Love might be able to play alongside each other. Over the past 15 seasons, between the Cavaliers and the Wolves, Love has averaged 17.2 points per game and 10.5 rebounds. He will wear number 42 just as he did his days at UCLA and with the Timberwolves. And yeah, and that's what and there were buyout talks leading up to that. All right, Steve. So, what do you think of Love coming down to Miami? That might be something. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. No. Right. Exactly. All right. Anyone else have any other thoughts? Taylor, Mike, Anna? Yes. Mm-hmm. All right. Yes. Mike, I don't think the Bulls have a chance to make the playoffs because Lonzo Ball he's gonna Lonzo Ball is gonna be out for the season, so I don't think there's gonna be much of a chance now for the Bulls to make the playoffs. Ball would have been a key factor. Ball would have been a key factor, but I don't see it happening now. All right, for you hockey fans out there, Avalanche defenseman. Okay, Steve, you might like this one. Cal Maker heads back to concussion protocol. Head coach Jared Bender confirmed on Tuesday that he'll miss. They miss next two games. Bender announced the update on Makar's condition during a radio appearance. He was silent for 4 games with a head injury he suffered on February 7th, thanks to Jeff Carter from the Pens. He returned to the lamp with the Avalanche faced the Blues, but was injured again as a result of their collision. There you go. In a post-game interview with the Post Colorado Springs Gazette, Marcus said his prime concern was when going into the dressing room, he got bruised on the nose just because my opponent hit it. Oh boy. All right, Steve. So you're kind of a hockey guy. So what do we make of that with Maker or Marker? Makar. Mm, yes. Yes. Friday. Yes. Friday. Yeah. Right. Yes. I hear. Uh, I hear. Which David Long? One is bad enough, but two in the same year. I mean, that's a problem right there. Yes. Taylor, your thoughts since you're like a hockey expert.
Leave your face on, Lil. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. But two of them, the same season, that's kind of a problem. Anyone else have any thoughts? Okay, so I'll move on. While the baseball season is also getting underway, the MLS is also got started. That's the Major Soccer League now entering its 28th season. So I'm gonna run down some information here. So follow along with me, please. Okay, I know a lot of people don't follow it, but there's news about this. The league has announced a new expanded playoff format that will see 9 teams from each conference qualify for the postseason, with the addition of a wild card in the first in round one. That'll be a best of three series. As now there'll be 29 teams in the league. St. Louis has joined this year. The new format takes place as of now. The league is expanding to 29 teams following the debut of St. Louis, meaning 62% of all teams will make the postseason. They didn't mention the Red Bulls yet, though. That's my team. Okay. 9 clubs from each conference will make the playoffs. It's the highest in league history, minus the 2020 pandemic season. Last year, there were 7 teams from each conference making the playoffs, with the top seeds getting a first round bye. As part of the new format, the teams finishing 8th and ninth will play a one-game wild card, with the winner of that match advancing to face the top seed. So goodbye after that. So, so here's the breakdown of the seedings here. Number two will face number seven. Number three will face number six, and number four will face number five. How fitting. The higher seed will host the first round game of the 3 game series. Games one and game three if needed. Games will not end in ties as in years past and go straight to penalty kicks if they're tied at the end of regulation. And the first team to win 2 out of 3 in this series advances to the next round. So, any thoughts on MLS soccer? Jimmy, you follow MLS, right? Yeah, so am I. Yeah. Although I do think that the MLS season does start a little bit too early. I mean, half the country is still freezing to death, and they're playing, an outdoor game, in late February. I mean, I think they should, postpone to like late March, like in the beginning of the league. Playing outdoor soccer in February, where even half the country is still not even above freezing. I don't know, not a very smart strategic move here, but that's the way they want it. Anybody else have any thoughts on the on MLS season? I hope so. You know, but of course, Mhm. Understandable. Right. Right. New England Revolution. Yes. Yes. All right. Anyone else have any other thoughts? Okay, I'll move on. And Alexander Ovechkin has returned to the DC area, and he did return to practice with the Capitals on Wednesday. Ovechkin had been away from the Capitals for a week due to the death of his father, and we're very sorry to hear that. The Capitals told Ovechkin to take all the time he needs, especially after a long and emotional trip. But the winger uh, has returned, and he played against the Rangers today, and they beat him up badly, 5-2. Yes. So the Capitals were actually coming off a 6 game losing streak there. So it was a well deserved victory for the Capitals, even though it came against my Rangers. Ovechkin's dad passed away at a long illness at the age of 71, and it was a fixture at home games for the Capitals and also at the practice facility for his son. So, Ovi, we're glad you're back in the league, but I wish you didn't have to do it against my Rangers. Oh boy. Oh, I want to mention something. I heard about last week's Daytona race, even though I didn't get a chance to see it. But I heard that it was, a thrilling finish, and Stenhouse won, and I had to go to double overtime to finish it. It was like one of the best races, I think, probably in Daytona 500 history, and a close finish there. But I forget how the overtime works in our racing. Steve, can you elaborate on that? The overtime finishing in the Daytona. How does the overtime work in auto racing? Yes. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It went 212 laps. Yeah. A dozen more than actually needed. So, and this was his third victory of his career, and his winless streak, though, oh, this is bad. His 199th winless streak is the fourth longest span between Cup wins in history. Oof. That's a record you don't want to. That's a record you don't want to be proud of. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Right. Okay. Taylor, any thoughts? The Daytona 500 that happened on Sunday with Stetson House's victory. Jimmy, I thought you saw that. Jimmy? Yeah. Obviously not. Exactly. Oh, Steve, I want to mention something else. What are your thoughts on wait, I think I lost you. I mean, there's been, of course, a big trade with one player going over to the rival Clippers. So I want to get your thought on that. Well, of course, one player who was with the Lakers has now gone. Russell Westbrook. What do you think of him now going over? Yeah, going over to baby brother. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Hmm. It's yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah. I don't know how Laker feels feel about that because going over to the other side. So that was what I was thinking. Hmm. You know. Ye- yeah, I thought so too. I mean, he did not do what everybody thought he was going to do for Lakers. In fact, he was a major disappointment. That was just a year of chaos, as I like to put it, for the Lakers, and it really messed things up. Okay, so turning over to the XFL. Oh boy, week two is underway. We had one game already played this week. That was the St. Louis Battlehawks against the Seattle Sea Dragons. Uh, St. Louis won that game in a close one, 2018. Did anybody has anybody caught the first week and a half so far of XFL competition, or as we say, He Hate Me Part Three? Anybody have any thoughts on this new version of the XFL? Yes. Right. Yeah. Right. NFX. Think so? Yeah. Right. Exactly. Yes. Right. Right. Yes. Maybe. Okay. So let me run down the games that I've played here. Okay. Did anybody have anybody in the Seattle St. Louis game? I had the Seattle. Anybody else have anything on that one? Okay. Anyone else? Hmm. All right. So yeah. All right. So I'll run down the others. Um, Coming up in about an hour or so, the DC Defenders take on the Vegas Vipers. What do you got in that one, Steve? All right. Mike, Dana, Jimmy, Kirby, Kirby, and Taylor. No comment. Okay. All right. I'll go. I'm gonna go with yeah, I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with DC. All right. So moving into tomorrow's games now. San Antonio San Antonio versus Orlando. Okay, Steve, what do you got in this one? Mike, Dana, Jimmy. I'm gonna go with Orlando too. Yes. Okay. Tomorrow, one more game we have here. It'll be the Sunday night game. Arlington versus Houston. Steve. Okay. Mike, Dana, Jimmy. Okay, I'm going Houston too. Oh, here's something else interesting for the NFL. The Chiefs promote Matt Nagy to offensive coordinator as he replaces Eric Bieniemy. No surprise. Nagy was offensive coordinator on Andy Reid's staff in the 2016-2017 seasons when Alex Smith was their quarterback. Remember him? At the time, the Chiefs were 20th in yards and 13th in scoring, but jumped to sixth in scoring and fifth in yards in 2017. Nagy left the Chiefs to become head coach of the Bears. He finished with a 34-31 record, guiding them to a division title. As one season head coach in 2018 and named coach of the year, but were 0-2 in the playoffs, including a wild card loss in 2020. Nagy was fired by the Bears in 2021 after a 6-11 season. He now returns to the Chiefs. He returned to Chiefs last season as quarterbacks coach and senior offensive assistant. Before becoming the Chiefs offensive coordinator, the first time, Nagy coached under Reid for 6 seasons, 3 with the Eagles and 3 as the Chiefs quarterback coach. So, what do we make of Nagy coming back to the Chiefs? Any thoughts? Uh-oh. Yeah, but we knew that. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. All right. Anyone else have any thoughts? Taylor? I think I lost him. All right. So, mm, yeah, I know. All right. So, move on. This week in history, 1933, major NFL rule changes. Hash mark 10 yards in post on the goal line. 1941. Oh boy. Bruins set an NHL record of a 23-game unbeaten streak at 15-0-8. 1952, the Winter Games closed at Oslo, Norway. 1961, here's one for the record books, guys. Niagara and St. Bonaventura's 99-game home basketball winning streak. Wow. 1962, Sixers center Wilt Chamberlain scores 67 points against the Knicks. Oh, yuck. 1964, Cassius Clay, now Muhammad Ali, wins his first heavyweight boxing title against Sonny Liston. Liston failed to come out for round 7 at the convention center at Miami Beach. At the Daytona back in 1968, Cale Yarborough, diving for Woods Brothers Racing, wins by less than a second from Leroy Yarborough, run exclusively by qualifying times. Okay. Brothers, okay. 1972, the Cardinals trade Steve Carlton to the Phillies for pitcher Rick Weiss. Both players were involved in salary disputes with their teams, even back then. 1977, Pistol Pete sets NBA record for a guard with 68 points. That's by a guard. Keep that in mind. 1981, okay, the most penalized game in hockey history, the Bruins versus the North Stars, 84 penalties for a combined 392 minutes. Okay. 81, despite the fact they won the cup that year, the Islanders gave up the most goals, 11 against the Calgary Flames. Yet they still won anyway. 1989, Mike Tyson TKOs Frank Bruno in 5 rounds for the heavyweight boxing title. 1992, Wayne Gretzky and John Candy buy the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL. 1994, Yankee shortstop Phil Rizzuto was elected to the Hall of Fame and was a long time coming. Yeah, all right. And those are the highlights for this week in history. I got to turn, of course, now to Black History Month. And I think I got a good one for this one because it involves one of my favorite players of all time, especially in the baseball world. You probably know who I'm talking about. Not that one yet. Not that one yet. Ding, the wrong one. I got the wrong guy. Same name, but the wrong guy. Reggie Jackson. You know, Mr. October himself. Reggie Jackson. Yes. Probably, yeah, probably the greatest Yankee I think that played the game. I mean, coming from Oakland and playing the Yankees for 4 seasons, and giving two Yankee World Series titles in 77, 78. That was a team. That was quite a team right there. And I'm not getting the right one. I'm getting the Reggie Jackson, the basketball player. Why? I have no idea. I didn't ask for that one, you dope. Yeah, all right. Reggie Jackson, the real one. Yeah, let's do the real one, guys. Okay, please. Okay. All right, here we go. Now we got the right one. Okay. The former American professional baseball player, right fielder, who played 21 seasons for the Royals, the A's, the Orioles, the Yankees, and finally the Angels. He was inducted to the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1993. Mr. October, as he was known for his clutch hitting in the postseason with the A's and the Yankees. He helped Oakland win 5 consecutive American League West Division titles, 3 straight American League pennants, and 3 consecutive World Series titles from 72 to 74. Jackson helped New York win 4 League East Division pennants, 3 American League pennants, and back-to-back World Series titles in 77 and 78, and helped the Angels win 2 AL West Divisional titles in 82 and 86. Jackson hit 3 consecutive home runs at Yankee Stadium to clinch the World Series in 1977. Remember that? He hit 563 career home runs and was American League AL All-Star for 14 seasons, won 2 Silver Slugger awards, the AL Most Valuable Player Award 1973, the 2 World Series MVP awards, and the Babe Ruth Award 1977. The Yankees and A's retired his team uniform number in 1993 and in 2004. Jackson currently serves as a special advisor to the Houston Astros, and a 6th championship associated with Jackson came with the Houston's win in the 2022 World Series. Ah, well, much I can say about that. Jackson led his teams to first place 10 times over his 21-year baseball career and only suffered 2 losing seasons. That's it. So, looking at some other stats here, batting average 262, 2,584 base hits, home runs 563, and 1,702 runs batted in. Not bad. He first played for the Kansas City, then the Oakland A's back in 1967. Remember, the A's didn't come. I don't think the A's arrived in Oakland until 72, I think. And actually was born in Philadelphia. That explains the Philadelphia. If he would have played earlier, he would have been with the Philadelphia A's. Nah, maybe not. Yeah. So yeah, quite a career. I mean, he was, my favorite player, and I remember that 77 World Series and Mr. October as well. I mean, as and one of the greats of the game at that. You know, yeah, and a true gentleman too, a true class gentleman, I think, in the game as well. You don't see that today with a lot of players like that. But he was, yeah, truly a great player, and there hasn't been much like him. I mean, okay, you can say Derek Jeter, yes, of course, or Aaron Judge. I mean, they rank right at the Reggie, but Reggie's Reggie. You know, that was that was the great player from my. I had all the baseball cards of him and whatnot, and everything, and even had the Reggie candy bar. I'm not gonna go there. So Reggie was not just Mr. Reggie was not just Mr. October. The candy bar. Fine. So anyway, you're too young to remember that. Oh wait, Mike knows. Jimmy might not, but Mike does. But yeah. Uh-huh. So yeah. So anyway, you know, Reggie was like, the player of my youth, and that's what made him, who he is. Great player and a great guy. By the way, did anybody By the way, here's a little side note. Did anybody remember that he also appeared in an episode of Different Strokes back in 1979? But remember, he did not play himself. He did not play in the role, though. He did not play himself. He did not play as Reggie Jackson. He played another character. He did not play himself. But he was helping out Tom Bridges and Gary Coleman in the episode. So just a little side note on that. And the Hawks fired Nate McMillan, and that clears the way for Quinn Snyder to take over. And I think he's already been settled, so looks like he's going to take over. And Connor McDavid reached 800 points and scored twice in the third period in a win over the Flyers on Wednesday. McDavid also had an assist on a goal by Leon Derazi as McDavid got his 800th point and Destrani got his 7th. Playing his 545th game, McDavid is the 5th fastest player to reach 800 points. The other 4 were Mario Lemieux, Mike Bossy, Paul Stastny, and you guessed it, Wayne Gretzky. What a shock. Yeah. 5th fastest to get 800 points. That says something right there. Yes. And Curry is making progress after suffering a lower leg injury, missing the last 5 games. That's why he was not in the All-Star game. But he's making progress and should be ready to go probably within the next couple of days. Oh, what was everybody's best and worst of the week? Of the month, rather. Quickly. Best and worst of the month. Okay. All right. Jimmy? All right, Dana, quickly. We're on time, so I'll just move on. Mine, of course, was the tragedy at Michigan State where a lone gunman killed 3 people and injured 5. And the best moment, like I say, the Super Bowl. That was one of the best Super Bowls I think I've seen in a long time. All right, so on that note, we got to wrap it up. Saul's coming up, so I'll just leave it at that. I want to thank everybody for coming in this week. Next week, we'll cover the NHL trade deadline, more on MLB spring training, and more of the World Cup Classic as it gets to that. We'll also take care of NBA news, and we'll also take a look at some college basketball as we're coming up on the March Madness. So on that note, I want to wish everybody a good night and have a good week. Good night, everybody.
You have just been in Heads by Lou Tenor and Steve Davidson. See you next Saturday at the same time, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the Try 99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Have a wonderful week from the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network.